Hey there, crafty friends. Welcome to Hither and Yon Studio. I'm DJ, and we're going to work in the digital studio today. A couple of weeks ago, I did this video, 20 easy page edge ideas for journals, and as part of that video, I showed you how you could apply these fun floral edges to your pages, and I gave you a freebie. So if you go to my Ko-Fi, you can get the freebie, and I'll also link this video below if you haven't seen it before. But I promised in that video that I would show you how to make these so that you can make them yourself in a style that you like using Canva. So, as promised, here's that video. Now, I have since done an entire clip art class that shows you how to make all types of clip art. I'll also link that below if you're interested. And you can make more than just these flowers. But this video is specifically fulfilling my promise to show you how to make these. So we're going to jump into Canva. And I'm already in my Canva workspace. But if you are just jumping into Canva, you can just go from the home page and create a new project. So what you want to do is just go over here in Canva to this create button. It's in the left corner menu, and when you click on that, you can go down to custom size. I'm just going to create one that is 8.5 by 11. And now what we want to do is create our flowers. And I did that using AI inside of Canva here. And so if you don't like AI, then this probably isn't the video for you. But it's not going anywhere, guys. You might as well catch up to it. If you want to draw your own, absolutely. You can then upload them into Canva and do the reversal that I'll show you how to do. So if you want to draw them and scan them and upload them into Canva, you can just take care of the scan and then use this upload button, click on it, and then you'll find you're going to upload files here, and you'll find it on your wherever you're working on, whatever device you're on, and upload it, and then you can do the second part of this that I'll show you in a couple of minutes. Okay, this is going to be a pretty quick video, but we're going to go into this magic media here. It's over on the left side. And if for whatever reason you don't see that, you can go up here to Canva AI or just type canva.com/AI in the browser window and it'll get you there. But we're in here and we're looking for magic media. Now when you go to magic media, you have a couple of choices. You have images, graphics, video, 3D. I like to stay on images. You can use graphics as well, but I find good results come from just staying here, and I'm all about keeping it simple. So when you're in images, there's one other selection we want to make, which is to click on square and change this to landscape. This will just help us form a row. Will it do it with the square? Yeah, but it'll be shorter. I just find landscape works better. Now there are some styles here that you can use, gradient, anime. You can play with these if you want, but I'm gonna leave the style alone. And I have a prompt that I'll give you. It'll be in the description box, but you can also see it here. Okay, it's create a single row of 5. You can change 5 to 6 to 7, whatever number you want. 5 beautiful, and then insert your flower type here. So I'm going to go with roses. I'm going to do tea rose flower heads in a variety of colors and sizes. Make them vintage storybook illustration style. You can say make them anime style, make them 8 or 16-bit style. You can change the style, make them oil painting style, so you can try different styles. But I'm using make them a vintage storybook illustration style with watercolor art style. So I'm adding 2. You can also just put make them watercolor art style. And then I have make a single row with 5. Again, you can change the number. And then I'm going to write roses, tea roses. Again, I'm repeating it again because I'm also telling it that I want to overlap each, and they're not daisies, they are roses. Each rose, so there is no white space between them. This will just overlay them on each other so that when you're cutting them out, you're not having to cut out a lot of space between each flower. Okay, now we're going to come down here to generate image, and let's see what we get. Now, if you're on the free version, you're going to be very limited to how many AI generated image you can make. Even me, I was on the Pro and I had to upgrade to get more AI generation, but I don't use Canva a lot for AI generation. I mainly use it for you guys when I'm showing you how to do AI generation in here. If you want to see how to use ChatGPT for AI image generation, you can take that clip art class that I have linked down below, and that will show you how to also use ChatGPT. Okay, so here we got 4 options that Canva has given us, and I'm going to pick this one. It looks like it's a variety of sizes. Any of these would work, actually. But if you don't get what you like, you can kind of come in here and change some of the wording in your prompt. The prompts tend to be the most important. So when you're not getting the results you want, for instance, if you don't have a white background, tell it to put it on a white background, no other background. If you don't want pink, then tell it the colors you do want. Make the roses blue and green or purple or whatever. You can just talk to it like you would text to a friend, and usually you'll get good results. Okay, so I'm going to pick this one here. Okay, and now for the use that I gave you in that video, we were putting these on a page edge like this, and my pages are generally this 8.5 by 11 folded in half, so I would try to make this at least the width of the page. I'm going to overhang them, so I think that size would work, almost edge to edge but not all the way. And if you have the Pro version of Canva, you can remove this white background behind it. Now, if I click here in this space, not up here on these roses, but down here, if I just click, I can come up here to this color wheel and pick any color. I'm just going to pick blue. I'm doing that to demonstrate that these roses have a white background around them. Now, if you're just going to print these and cut them, then that's fine. You don't need to do any other steps. You don't need to remove your background. However, if you do want to, say, upload it to your silhouettes to cut it, or to your Cricut to cut it, you may want to remove the background first. You cannot do that in the free version. If you have the Pro, you absolutely can. You can just click on the image and use this background remover. It's super easy. It just scans it, removes the background instantly. It's super quick. But again, it's a Pro feature. So if you don't have that, I do show you how to use another app to remove the backgrounds in that free class. So you can go check that out. Or if you can just upload it into your silhouette, sometimes, well, all the time. I can upload an image in my Silhouette Studio or my Cricut and highlight it and have Cricut outline it, and then I can add a little stroke around it, so I can get a little area that cuts it out kind of like a sticker. So if you know how to do that, then you don't have to worry about any of the background remover. But I just wanted to show you that it does make it with a white background. I'm going to change this background back to white, and I'm just clicking on that little dot up here again after I've clicked on the background, and I'm just going to choose white just so we can see it a little better. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the image again. So I just clicked right here in the center rose, and up here you see this duplicate button. We're just going to click that, and now we have a duplicate. Now, if you didn't remove the white background and these were overlapping, you would see the white kind of covering up that top rose. So you could just pull it down a little until you get it so it's not overlapping. And then we're going to go up here to this menu at the top and click on flip, and flip horizontal. Now what that does is when you cut these out and you put the backs together, they'll match up. So that's why I do the flipping. And then the only thing left is to either make more or print them out. So let's make a couple more. I'm just going to go through the process again. You can follow along, and this is pre-recorded, so you can rewind it, pause it, fast forward, watch it again and again. It's up to you. All right, so let's make these beautiful daffodil flower heads, and then we'll come down here and change it to daffodils. Each daffodil, and generate. Now, like I said, you can play with how many you want. I find that 5 works nicely, but maybe you want 7 or something like that. I don't think these are overlapped enough, but let me see. Yeah, I would prefer they be overlapped more. So overlap each daffodils flower, so there is no white space. All right, I'm just going to rerun it again so I can come down here and generate again. There we go. Now I have one that is more overlapped and no white space between them. I like this one a lot better. Now it's hard to see here, but this background is actually not white. It almost looks like it's a pale yellow. So just keep that in mind. Up here it generated this one. It looks like a pale yellow also. So you may have to run the generation a couple of times, but again, with the free version of Canva, you may get 1 or 2 generations and then it's going to tell you have to wait. So the Pro might be worth it if you're going to do a lot of these, but I'm giving you the instructions. You can decide what you want to do. And then I'm going to remove the background on mine, just so I have more space. And then again, I'm going to come up here to this duplicate. So I have clicked on my daffodils. I'm going to come up here to this duplicate, and then I'm going to go up to flip, and it will flip that one horizontally. Okay. And then again, when I cut these out and put their backs together, one on one side of my page edge and one on the other side of my page edge, then they match up. And let's show you how to download them. Now, let's say you have all of your flowers here. You would go up to share, and then you're going to come here to this download button. And I would suggest PNG. If you have the Pro account, you can download these with a transparent background, removing all that white, which makes it a lot easier when you upload it into Cricut or Silhouette. But if you're just fussy cutting them out, you don't need to do that anyway. But transparent background is a Pro feature, so you can only use it if you have Pro, but you don't need it if you're just going to cut them out. So you just go to PNG, you hit download. We'll wait a minute. And then Canva's going to pop up a box asking you where you want to save your file. Now, if you have some kind of setting on your computer where it automatically saves it to a particular place, then that's where it's going to save it to. I'm going to give this a name, flower page edges, and then I'm just going to save it in my files here, hitting this save button. And that's it. And so you can create as many of these as you have the ability to in your Canva account. Like I said, sometimes the Pro or the business account is a little better, but that's $18 or $25 a month, and maybe that's not in your budget, and that's fine. But here you go. As promised, I have shown you how to do that. And guys, just a quick note before you go. I am starting a new free class. It's for creating your own junk journal kits using Canva and my Canva junk journal kit templates. So it's specifically for the templates that I've created to create an entire junk journal kit in Canva. And this kit has pages, it has backgrounds, it has pockets, it has tags, file folders, all sorts of elements for you to create your own unique junk journal kits that you can make for yourself personally or to sell commercially. There are some caveats there, which I'll go over in the class. But if you have this kit and you are one of the many people who have asked me to do a very thorough class on creating a junk journal kit, then this is the class for you. So you can go over and sign up for the class. It's forming now. And when I get enough people into the class, I'll go ahead and announce it, and then you can jump in. It's a free class, but you do need the Canva templates from my shop. I am including a discount on the product, so if you've been looking to get it, then you can register for the class. And I'm giving you a little discount on the kit, and then you can make your own junk journal kits. So if you can't find the style you like, this class will help you create one that you can use. And yeah, so it'll be a very comprehensive class, but it'll be beginner friendly. You'll be able to use your Canva free account. And yeah, so I hope you're interested. I'll put that link below. You can go ahead and register for this class. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you still have some questions, drop them in the comments for me. And then I'll follow up with another class if I think it's warranted, or maybe I can just answer your comment. So thanks for playing today. I'll see you soon. Bye.